Hi everyone, welcome to the first video lesson of CrowPanel. In this lesson, I will cover the following 3 points. First, the configuration of the CrowPanel development environment. Second, the configuration of compilation information. And third, how to use the CrowPanel serial port to send information to a computer. Okay, let's start with the first point. As mentioned in the introduction, the course uses the Arduino IDE. So the first step we need to take is to download and install the Arduino IDE. Open the Arduino website and click the software page. This page has the latest version of Arduino IDE 2.3, and a more classic version, 1.8.19, but I feel that these two versions only differ in the interface. You can choose the version you prefer to download, but no matter which version, the installation method is the same. This time, I will demonstrate how to install the latest version. In the download bar of the Windows version, there are 3 installation methods. The first is to install through a exe program, which can customize the installation path. The second is to download a MSI program for installation, which automatically installs using the program's default installation path. The third is to download and extract a compressed file of Arduino IDE that can be used directly. But in order to install more completely and conveniently, I will use the second method for installation, which is very suitable for beginners. Click to enter the EMSI installer download page. Click Just Download, and if you want to support the development of Arduino IDE, you can click Contribute and Download to contribute. After downloading the installer, double-click it to run it. It will automatically install. This process will take a few minutes. I will speed up this part of the screen. We just need to wait for the installer to finish running, and then the installation will be complete. Then you can see the icon of Arduino IDE on the desktop. After installing the Arduino IDE, we have an editor that allows us to write and upload code. However, at this point, the Arduino IDE is not capable of developing for the ESP32. Therefore, we need to install the ESP32 board package to enable the Arduino IDE to develop for the ESP32. Run the Arduino IDE. Click File on the top left corner, then Open Preference. Find Additional Boards Manager URLs. Click the button on the right. If you are downloading Arduino IDE for the first time, this box will be blank. We need to add the JSON file link of the ESP32 package here, so that Arduino IDE can find the complete ESP32 package for each version for us to install. I have placed this JSON link in the course file. If you are still not sure where to download the course file, you can find the download link in the introduction below this video or on the product's wiki page. Simply locate it and copy it into here. But you may ask, where did this link come from? How can I ensure that this link is correct? Well, that's a good question. Open your browser, search for Arduino ESP32 package, and open the first link. This is the documentation provided by the Espressif company. On this page, we can find the source of the JSON file link. We choose the stable version, copy it, and fill it in here. This step is completed. Then click OK to save the settings. At this point, we can see a progress bar in the lower right corner for downloading the JSON file. When the download is complete, the progress bar will automatically disappear. Now that Arduino IDE has found all the ESP32 packages from the JSON file, all we need to do is click Tools, find Boards, open the Boards Manager, and search for ES32. Find the ESP32 package provided by the Espressif company. Select the latest version, 2.0.15. Click Install. To reduce strange bugs, I recommend that you use the same version of the ESP32 package as mine. The installation of the ESP32 package takes a bit long, so I will speed up this part of the screen. Okay, when the installation is complete, we can click Tools and expand Boards. Then we can see all the boards supported by the installed ESP32 package. After completing the first point, we can develop ESP32 on the Arduino IDE. But in order to make the content of this lesson more coherent, I placed how to configure compilation information in the second point. This step should be completed before uploading the code. Assuming that we have already completed the writing of the code and need to compile and upload it, before that, we need to configure the compilation information. In addition to the code, this step also determines whether the program can run properly on the board. So please watch my demonstration carefully. Open the course file, find the code for the first lesson, and open it. Here, click Tools, select Board, and choose the corresponding chip from the ESP32 package we have installed. Some of you may be confused about what to choose based on this. It's easy. We can find this table from the CrowPanel's topic page. From this table, we can know that the board is ESP32S dev module. And the flash mode, choose QIO80MAZ. About the flash size, please choose 16 MB. And then look at the option PSRAM, choosing OPI PSRAM. Whether it's ESP32S3 touchscreen or ESP-SPI screen, these four options are the same. That's okay. Finally, connect the computer and board with a Type-C cable, and you can find the serial port number of the board connected to the computer in the port. If your COM1 existed before the board was connected, this is not the serial port number of the board. I should choose COM6. Of course, it may not be COM6 on your computer. It may be COM3 or COM8, which is determined by the system. However, if your computer cannot recognize the connected serial port after connecting to the board, it may be because you have not installed the CH340 driver. You need to install it first. The installation tool for this driver is in the Tools folder of the course file. Here, the configuration and compilation information is complete. You can compile and upload the edited code to your board. Now we have completed all the configurations. And next, let's see how this code enables the board to send messages to our computer through the serial port. The program is quite straightforward and consists of only two parts. The setup function runs first when the program is powered on. In this function, we use the serial begin function to initialize and activate the serial port, and we set the baud rate of the serial port to 9600. After that, we can use the print function to send information to the serial port of our computer. The loop function below will run continuously, and I have written a piece of code for counting inside it, which allows me to know that the board is operating normally. It is worth noting that when you get the ESP-SPI screen, after clicking the button, first long press boot, then press reset, finally release boot, and wait. Alright, let's click this button in the top left corner to compile and upload the code and see the result. The process of compiling and uploading can be quite slow, so I've accelerated the footage for this part. After the upload is complete, we can click on the magnifying glass icon in the top right corner of the IDE to open the serial monitor. You will then see the serial monitor panel at the bottom of the IDE. It's important to note that you can set the baud rate on the right side of the serial monitor panel, and this baud rate must match the one set in the code. Otherwise, the serial port will receive garbled text. Think of it as two people who both only speak English chatting, and suddenly start speaking French. Naturally, B won't understand what A is saying, and it will appear as garbled text to B. To have an effective conversation, it's crucial to ensure both parties are speaking the same language. Therefore, the setting of the baud rate is very crucial. Okay, that's the end of the first lesson of CrowPanel. If you think this lesson has been helpful to you, remember to subscribe to my channel. See you next time.